Alright guys, we're gonna focus on backend engineer and how you can become a backend engineer in 2026. And now we're gonna focus on three major areas: university phase and the junior development phase, because that's where you grow and that's where you have to get your first job. Who is created by it? I am a senior backend engineer working for a product-based company. Now I moved to this senior role within 1.5 years of working into this tech field, and now I've moved to the role where I take interviews and I am the tech lead of one complete project and actually do the development in another product. So basically the product company we work in has different products in it. So right now I'm a tech lead of one and I'm the actual developer in another, and I take interviews as well of the backend engineers as well. So I know a lot about what we're talking here. So for the first phase, we're gonna discuss the university phase. That is the most important for cracking your first job. Then we have the semester. So where I have divided into the three phase. Number one is the semester 1 to 5th. Number two phase is 5th to 7th, and number third is 7 to 8. So these are all different phases you're gonna experience when you're in the university. So let's talk about the first one. Let's talk about the first phase. Now I'm gonna explain it to you why it's so important. Now in this first phase, you're actually basically new into the university. So first point gets to the new in the university. Now everyone I've get connected with actually wants one thing, and that is to actually learn something that could actually translate to job. I'm getting so many DMs, so many messages, so many comments that what can I learn to actually get a job in the future while they are in just the second semester or the third semester. And that these are the semesters that actually now are gonna get you anything. The max these semesters gonna go is to a freelance work or some small tasks and assignments. That's the maximum you can do, because these are the basics. So first understand that from first to fifth semester you're gonna learn the fundamentals only, and that's what you should do. Not focus on any freelance work, do not focus on any job, do not focus on anything else. Now you are gonna see a lot of your friends and colleagues and batchmates that I'm doing an internship, I'm doing that when they're in the third semester or the second semester. Do not focus on that. These are the semester for your fundamentals, and when you're gonna go towards any of these fields, the freelancing or the job, actually these things actually do earn you money, that's true, but the money is so much tempting here that actually you're gonna lose focus on your grades. So for first to fifth semester, your grades are the most important thing. Whatever you're gonna get in these semester actually would become the foundation of your remaining degree. So you basically, if you mess up in the first semester, you can cover up in the second semester. If you mess up in that, you can cover up in third and maybe in fourth as well. But from there onwards, in sixth, seventh, eighth, you can't do it. You can't make your grades any better, because these courses are already tough. You already have different burden on you. That's what we're gonna talk about in the upcoming phase. So no freelance work, that's straight up no. Because why? Because when we are doing interviews, we don't actually account freelancing work as actual experience. Basically freelancing work for us is nowhere near, in fact the opposite of what actual development corporate looks like. So that's completely no go. Yeah, you can do it for your own good, but if you want to do it, do not do it in some sort of a Wix, WordPress, Squarespace, these type of websites. Do it where the technicality is involved. Otherwise it's just of no use for you. The max you're gonna earn is $10 to $15, and it's totally waste, and your grades gonna get affected. Then the job, there is no way you're gonna look for the job in these semesters. 1 to 5th semester, no one is gonna give you the job unless you're really brilliant. And if you get the job, let's say you're earning around $300 for this job, you're really basic new and it's a part-time one, and these $300 are so much tempting that you're gonna lose focus on these studies, because you think you're already making it and now you're gonna grow from here. But that's not the case. You're gonna grow from here. You need to crack the best job from here, not here. Next up, the internship. Do not focus on the internship, guys. Do not focus on your grades. Do the internship when you are in your 5th semester. Do it on your 5th semester, or at least you can do it on the 4th. Do not do any internships in 1, 2, 3. You're gonna get summer breaks. Do not do that. The next phase we're talking about is 5th to 7th semester, and that's what the first thing I said, internship. You have to have an internship by in this phase, at least one internship, have to have, no doubt about that. You have 5th semester and 6th semester for these things. You can do 2 internships, that is great for you. If you do one, that's still okay. Next up is you need to pick the courses really carefully. Now you need to start moving. You already know the fundamentals at this point, so the second step you're going to do is whatever you're going to do, you can take internship in any of the field. That is not a thing, it's just for your resume and a little bit of an experience. But at this point you're going to start getting your domain interest. Either you're going to go in the back end, either you're going to go into front end, either you're going to go into DevOps, AI, anything. You're just gonna need your interest here, just the interest, not the money, not anything, just interest. And once you said that, you're gonna take and just learn one language, one framework. That's it. And you must have a really simple project in this, really simple, either just a to-do application, just a little better than this, anyhow, or maybe just a CRUD application. You need to get your hands dirty at this point, and it has to be someone that could get on top of you can build on top of it later. So if you build a CRUD application, make sure it's scalable so that you can build the next application based on this boilerplate. So as for this to-do application doesn't work in today's, so I'm just giving an example. Don't start making to-dos application. So at least in this phase, these are around 2-3 semesters, you need to have an internship, you need to get the domain interest and learn one language and one framework. That's all about it you got to do. Now for 7th to 8th semester, that's where the really crucial phase of your degree is. That is where you're gonna get one thing, that is FYP. If you guys don't know FYP, it's the project of your degree, which is called final year project or the degree project or the whatever you can call it. Take this serious, guys. I cannot stress enough, as an interviewer, as a personal experience I've gone through as well, this project is gonna set you get your first job. That's period. Even if you're gonna even it can help you get in your second job as well, because up till this date I even ask the engineers, what did you do in your final year project and how did you do it. Make sure you do it by your own. And now here I'm gonna point out a couple things in it. In 6th and 5th semester, what we did, we took our interest in it, either it was back end or front end. Now what in this project you're gonna do, you're gonna create a team member. Let's say you create 3-member team, and you're gonna create the group in such a way that their focus has to be different than yours. For example, you're in the back end, the other member you're gonna take is in the front end, and you are the back end. So you will make all the back end because it aligns with your interest, and the other person is going to make the front end because it aligns with his interest. It's going to build his portfolio and resume, and it's going to build your portfolio and resume, right? And this project has to be really different. Don't just make it for completing the degree. It has to be your own project. You can even take it further. In next video we're going to talk about different projects you can do, what I did, and how you can actually scale them, and how you can actually stand out from the other people. That's one thing. And the 7th semester is the selection of the project, selection of the team members, and start creating the project. And the 8th semester is basically deploy your project. You have to deploy it somewhere. Just deploy it, really basic, no expensive tiers, just deploy on free tiers. That's it. That's all it you gotta do. Just have it deployed, please. And that's the whole phase of this degree. This phase relies on final year project, because make sure you do it by yourself or understand by yourself. I'm not saying don't use AI, but you know what you're doing. So whenever the interviewer is gonna ask you about your final year project, he's always gonna ask you. You need to know what you did, why you did it, and what are the trade-offs you did, etc. Let's talk about this interview. If you guys can't read it, let's say interview. All right, let's talk about this interview phase. This interview phase is gonna start from the 8th semester only. This is where you're gonna learn a couple concepts, and you're gonna start applying for job. You need to apply in the 8th semester, so by the time you get done with your degree, you already have an offer. So make sure you apply in the 8th semester. You have around 6 months of job finding, and also you're already studying, you're doing your final year project. You need to have a LinkedIn ready. So LinkedIn should be the one, and you need to keep posting your final year project on the LinkedIn. And in this phase, in this 6 month, what you're gonna do is gonna, for which domain you're applying, you need to learn about that. For example, for backend, learn database. You have to be good in the database, and that's where you're gonna come up with the first phase, that was 1 to 5th semester, because you have your fundamentals strong. It's not gonna be tough for you. Just understand SQL queries and all interview questions related. Again, it's gonna reflect to the fundamentals, guys. So that's the interview process gonna be, because in interview for backend, you're gonna ask about SQL, your final year project, and some little here and there, but these are the two important questions you have to be grip of. All right, next up is, what, let's say you got your first job, you already you've got the job, and now what you gotta do, you're at the junior role, and all seems to grow good. You can grow in a line. In 5 years you'll be senior, in 2 years you'll be mid-level something, which is great. Now, how you can grow faster here, I will talk about this later in the next video. But in the junior role, do not stop. Put late work at least for 2 months to build your credibility, and ask, if you're in the backend, ask the DevOps guy, just connect with him to teach you how they deploy the live productions environment. That's really crucial to learn for a backend engineer, because the world is growing fast, the technology is blooming fast. The backend guy needs to have the knowledge of the deployment. He cannot survive without that, right? So just connect with him, just tell him how it's happening, how the CI/CD pipeline works, and the project you've been working in, how you deploy that project, right? That's the only thing you got to do in your junior role. Put late work and DevOps, just 2 months, because the managers need to know that you're really credible for this job. And in the end, we talk about the university, we talk about the roadmap, but the main ending I want to do it here: do not tie yourself to language. Do not tie yourself to language. Your language should not define you. For me, I did my final year project and completed the back end of a project I created in Django, but I got my first job of Node.js, and then I switched that to Nest.js. So it's a lot of things, but since I had the knowledge of the architecture, of the pattern, of the tools, what is controller, what is serializer, what is middleware, what is service methods, what are repositories, I know what you're gonna go in here. I know what's gonna go in here, because all these things are just different languages, but they're built on the same concept. You cannot introduce a new concept, otherwise the whole engineering market is never gonna follow it. So it's just a different language and different taste. Some has advantages, some has don't advantages. So that's why just learn the patterns, learn the architecture first.